to survive the classroom.
So let's jump in to the first voice memo.
The craziest thing that I've ever experienced in my 26 years of being a high school English and creative writing teacher was being told we need to endure not having any running water, including toilets and sinks. Eventually, the students got sent home at noon, but teachers needed to stay all day till 3 o'clock. And we were told we could walk on over to the library or drive to fast food nearby if we needed to use the toilet.
Okay, I don't know if anyone else could hear the water trickling in the background of that video. But the irony of that is real poignant, that she's talking about not having running water, and it sounds like she has like a fish tank or like water trickling in the background. She's like, screw you guys. I think I talked about this on one of my previous episodes, but that happened here in the county that I work in, where a teacher reached out to me and told me and said, "Hey, Andrea, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we're not going to have water on at the elementary school." And I talked about how like that teacher then like they had to fill up buckets and just kind of make do. I mean, so I don't think that the kids at the elementary school near me ended up having a half day either. I think that it ended up being like a full day of school. I think that is one of the things that people don't recognize or realize when it comes to like maintaining these buildings and all of that kind of stuff, is that when we're talking about improvements for these schools, we're not always talking about aesthetic improvements. We're talking about making sure the water is running. This same teacher who had the water shut down, that same school last spring, when it got really, really hot, it was like 85 degrees inside of these buildings. Because these buildings, again, in this area are like 100 years old. She had messaged me and said like, hey, we don't have AC in these buildings and they're having us come in to school with these kids. And the AC is not working. And like, that is not doable. Like, I don't know if you guys are the same way as me, but I literally cannot function if I'm hot. Like, I get so grumpy. In fact, this last summer, my husband was like, "Oh, it's going to be so fun. There's a fair in town." First of all, I'm not a fair girl. I was trying to be a fair girl. I was trying to be like, I can just be fun and whimsical and do fairs. I can't. I cannot. Fairs are the Dollar General of outside events. I hate it. The food wasn't even good, because if I'm going to be at a fair, I want to eat something that's like deep fried and disgusting and going to clog my arteries or put me into a diabetic coma. Nope, it wasn't even good. Wasn't even good food, and the lines were long, and I hate it. And it was hot. It was 95 degrees, and I'm trying so hard to be cool because my husband is from the Midwest, and I don't know what is happening in his body when we are out in those situations, but he is able to still think logically. I hate so much everyone and everything in existence around me when I am at a fair. I don't want to breathe the air. I don't want to exist in the vicinity. I don't care. And we went with people and they were our friends and I hated them. I hated myself. I love my children, but that day it was tough. It was tough that day. A perfect encapsulation of this experience was I was standing in line to go onto a roller coaster because I love roller coasters. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. I probably won't die on this roller coaster. And it was one of those roller coasters that like goes in a revolving thing. And while I'm waiting in line, I'm looking up at top while they're like letting people down, because it's one of those where like the people at the top have to wait at the top while the people on the bottom are like getting off the roller coaster and then they rotate it down. So I'm watching that. And while I'm looking up at the top, I just see someone spew chunks from the top and sprinkle down. And there was a couple taking a selfie like near the like in the vicinity. And I see the girl start going like wiping her face because the chunks were raining down upon her, betwixt her hair. And I was like, someone just puked. And they like ran, but it was too late because she got puked on. And then after that couple at the top puked, and she's like covered, right? Like she's got it on her. It's on the thing. The fair workers didn't even wipe off the chair that she was in before loading in the next person. I was like, I'm done. I'm not sitting in this. I'm not going on this roller coaster. That's absolutely not happening. That's a perfect encapsulation of how I feel every single time that it's hot. Even if no one's puking around me, I feel like people have been previously puking around me. Does that make sense? Do you feel that in your soul? Because that is every single time my experience. And thankfully, I have not been forced to teach in in a situation where the water has been shut off or the heat has been shut off for long periods of time. In University Hall where I work at Indiana State, the heat went off, or the AC went off like last week because they had to fix something. Canceled class. Immediately canceled class because I'm a professor and that's what I can do now. And I'm like, nah. And then it still wasn't good by the next Monday. And I was like, all right, guys, hey, welcome to class. We're going to all go outside and work outside because it was too hot. I was like, I can't do this. I cannot function. Thank you so much for watching. Want more of How to Survive the Classroom? You can watch the rest of the episode right now. Just click on that little box over there. Do you see it? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.